welcome back to Axis Anime. My name is Henshin Ikeda, and today I'll be doing a walkthrough and review of Oreshura Episode 7. Now, if you remember from last episode, we find out Akashino is alone on the rooftop with Ikeda, and it's an hilarious scene in my opinion, because you know why? We see both Shiwa and Natsugawa appear out of nowhere, and they basically are like, who is that woman? And Ikeda, why are you alone on the rooftop with her? And the best thing that Akashino can really say is, I'm his ex-girlfriend. I was like, oh, that definitely makes things better. No, it doesn't. It's World War III, and they are definitely pissed off. However, we're taken to a different scene with Natsugawa in the following day. Now, apparently, we're taken to the club room with both Akashino and Natsugawa. Apparently, Natsugawa knows the truth about Akashino and her background, so there's no real secrets here. However, she still wants, Akashino to join her club. I'm like, huh? But this is like competition? But, to each their own, I don't really care. Now, the only way that Akashino can actually join Natsugawa's club, well, it's to make a poem? Really? That's all it takes? Now, Shiwa is against it right off the bat, and she actually wants, Akashino to participate in a different event to get into the club, but that doesn't really work out, so we're going to forget about that. So again, Akashino has to come up with a poem in order to join this club. So I thought that was definitely worth mentioning. However, we're taking to one more scene at the end of the episode with Meina. And if you don't know who Meina is Natsugawa's little sister. Now, basically, Meina shows up and she's saying, I'm sorry, for what happened last time, how she was all over Ikeda and whatnot. Now, she's not just there to apologize. Apparently, she's there to tell Natsugawa their father wants, Natsugawa to come back to Sweden, come back home. And I'm like, wait, your home is in Sweden? Say what? That's kind of funny. Now, she says, okay, I'll go home. She packs up and she says goodbye to Ikeda and then turns to Shiwa and basically says, yeah, he's all yours. And then she ends up leaving, or she's about to. Then Akashino shows up and she approaches, the president, which is Natsugawa, with the poem she had. And Meina just grabs it right out of her hand and starts reading it out loud. Now, Ikeda tries stopping her, but she has a bodyguard, so that doesn't really work. But eventually we do see Shiwa stand up for her, Ikeda stand up for, Akashino, as well as, Natsugawa comes back and basically says, drop it, give it back, and say you're sorry. And while you're at it, tell Dad, I'm not going back to Sweden. Plain and simple, I'm staying here. I definitely thought that was worth mentioning, but again, that was last episode, and this is a new episode. So I'll hold my final thoughts and rating at the end of the clip, so stay tuned. Let's dive right on in. So we open up this episode with Ikeda. Now, I thought this was kind of interesting. He's in the infirmary, and, it looks like his bedroom, but no, he's still in the school, and he's in the infirmary, and guess what? Akashino is right next to him, buck freaking naked. I was like, what? This is some really good goddamn dream gone perfectly right. Except, you don't really know how you wound up from point A to point B that quick. But I mean, really, who cares? But again, he is very puzzled. Now, Akashino is not really making any sense whatsoever. And before anything else can make sense, we see both Shiwa and Natsugawa outside the infirmary. The door is locked, and they're banging it down because they do hear Ieda's voice with, Akashino's. But they don't know she's not wearing anything, and she keeps saying, this was my first time. I'm like, what the hell did you do when he was passed out? Did you jump him? But it was hilarious. Now, Akashino does speak up for Ikeda, basically says, I'll take care of this. She's going to make up some random crap, but she answers the door butt naked, just with half of like a sheet on her. And, Ikeda runs. He hides behind a curtain. And, she actually unlocks the door. Well, Shiwa and Natsugawa burst right in, and they basically say, well, wait, what's up? What? Where's Ikeda? We heard his voice. And that's really not the, that's not what they were waiting for. They were waiting to see him caught in the act, and the only person that notices that Ikeda is still in the room is Natsugawa, but she doesn't say anything. But I wonder why. But again, that's where we open up with. Now we're taken to a different scene. Now, Fuyama is a new character being introduced. She's part of the disciplinary committee. Her name is Fuyama Ai. But again, I'm just going to call her Fuyama because it's a cute name. But again, she's part of the disciplinary committee. She walks right into the infirmary and basically yells at everyone. Like, what are you doing in here? Keep it down. I mean, again, she is part of the disciplinary committee. And she is cute, by the way. Now, eventually she leaks out that she claims to have a boyfriend named Michael, and he's from America, and that is bogus BS. She's just jealous about, Ikeda and all these girls swarming around him, and she has a thing for him, if it wasn't that obvious, because, you know what? It was that obvious. Yeah, it was obvious, by the way. But she does go on to ramble that, she wants to disband Natsugawa's club. I'm like, you want to disband her club because Ikeda's in it? Because that's the guy you want? That doesn't make any sense, but that's not what she verbally says though, but you can tell that's what she meant by it. Because Ikeda is in the club, she actually feels that he's getting too much of this attention. She wants him all for herself. Yet again, another girl that wants Aida. And again, she does want to disband the club. Just putting that out there. I thought it was kind of funny and yet again very unique, because I mean, how many women really hunt you down like that? But anyways, we are taken to a different scene with Fuyama. Now, apparently she did force the club to shut down, so the club is no more, and Aida loves it. He's like, great, I don't have to deal with this crappy club anymore. He keeps forgetting that, Natsugawa has his journal. Yeah, that just kind of forgets about it. So like, okay, fine. Okay, so the club is shut down, everyone goes their separate ways. So we're taking to a different scene with Aida, and he's actually starting supplementary classes, which is like a prep class. Usually it's going to prep you for college and whatnot. At least that's what my understanding is. So it's now the summertime, and he's actually studying for classes, and while he's prepping himself, because he's trying to get into a medical school, so it kind of makes sense. And guess what? Fuyama appears out of nowhere, the one that's part of the disciplinary committee, and she's in the same class as him. And first she kind of freaks out. She likes him, but she does not know how to go about taking this kind of crap, It's like, it's the guy you like, but you got this fake persona that you have to hide everything. This doesn't make any sense. So we're taken to a different scene with Fuyama. Now, I thought this was definitely worth mentioning. Apparently, she does have the same classes as, ironically, Aida, and she's basically making a scene in the school, and then she runs away. Because it's like she doesn't want to be in the same place as him or something. I don't really know, but she's definitely hiding her emotions. But moving on past that, we actually get to see Aida's friend, Karu. And Karu basically tells Aida, yeah, I was Fuyama's friend as a child, I was there for her through my childhood, up until like 5th grade before we went to middle school. We went our separate ways. Now we're back. I'm like, so wait, Karu is childhood friends with Fuyama? What? So they're kind of talking back and forth. I'm like, it looks like Karu has a crush on Fuyama, but he's never done anything about it. Kind of like how Shiwa likes, Aida, but there's nothing really been done about it. That's what I kind of get a feel for that. However, we are taken to a different scene with Aida and Shiwa. Now, this is later on in that night, and they're actually eating food, food that Aida actually made, so I thought that was kind of worth mentioning. And Shiwa kind of goes off on a tangent about Fuyama, and she just doesn't understand, Fuyama, no boyfriend. I don't believe it. Nah. So I thought that was definitely worth mentioning. I'm like, come on. So we are taken to a different scene with Shiwa, and she asks Aida what he is doing on August 4th of this year. I'm like, okay, so what's special about August 4th? I mean, no, nothing comes to mind. I'm like, okay, so it's the Han River fireworks show? I'm like, oh, sweet, so you're going to go on a date with him finally. No. Like, the buildup was she actually told him about this, and he doesn't want to go. He's studying. Frick you, man. Frick you. It's your childhood friend, it's a girl, and you're blowing it off to study. Shame on you, man. So we're taking to a different scene with Aida. Now, apparently his cell rings, and Natsukawa's on the other end. Basically, the black book thing. Like, I just said that right. I hope I said that right. She's trying to blackmail him over the phone, with the journal. That's kind of old. And she basically just wants him to come alone to the cafe near the station at 8 p.m. And she's using his journal as blackmail. The club may be disbanded, but you're still under her thumb. Plain and simple. So I thought, okay, so she has to actually go to the cafe near the station around 8 p.m. I'm kind of curious what's really going to happen, so we're taken to a different scene past that. Now it's kind of a laugh out loud moment. She says she's just going to be like a bitch to him in general, in private. Yeah, I literally said that the correct way finally. Because I was like, in my head I was like bouncing it around how I could actually say this. Basically she tells Aida, well, the club may be disbanded, but I get to be a bitch to you in private. I can be a fake little pretty girl for everyone else to see, but you know what, from now on I'm going to be a bitch to you in private. I was like, what? Oh, you weren't a bitch already? Seriously? Seriously? You got a funny way of showing it. Now, I should also point out she wants Aida to find out more about Fuyama's weaknesses and if Michael actually exists or not. And, kind of have leverage to get her club back. So now Aida is going to be a spy to find out if Fuyama actually has a boyfriend or not, what her real weaknesses are, just so, Natsugawa can have her club back. Sneaky. I didn't see that. Okay, yeah, I kind of saw that, but I was kind of faking it if you didn't get that. So we're taken to a different scene with Fuyama. Now, apparently she lets Aida have a taste of her lunch. This is the next day in school, of course. and she lets Aida taste her lunch. Now Kaoru builds her up to it. You can tell Kaoru definitely loves this girl, but she's just blind to see it. But anyways, Fuyama gives Aida some of her lunch, and she's blushing. She's like, oh my god, he likes it, he likes it. And then she runs away because she can't contain herself. I'm like, God, you suck. So we're taking to a different scene with Kaoru, and Kaoru in general, he's actually helping Fuyama get closer to Aida, if that really wasn't that apparent. And it was apparent, by the way, very apparent. Now, apparently they're gonna go out for dinner later on because they're going home, and you know, it's like all of a sudden, like, yeah, you want to go out for dinner? Just the three of us? Yeah, sure. Like, that's kind of a weird way. And well, they're friends, so I'm like, okay, fine. Now, Shiwa couldn't join them because she actually was having dinner with her family. So we actually get to see more of Fuyama, and she's actually talking more about herself and whatnot. Now, eventually, she actually tells, or she was going to tell Aida the truth that she doesn't really have a boyfriend, but she gets interrupted by Shiwa. Shiwa appears out of nowhere. He's like, so, Fuyama, you got something you want to say? Maybe you don't have a boyfriend? Like, what the fuck? You're cornering the poor girl. Yeah, and then Akashino appears out of nowhere as well, and they're both hounding her for the boyfriend speech, like, is he real, is he not? And okay, so Fuyama lies. Like, she basically says, yeah, I have this amazing boyfriend. I'm like, way to build yourself up. Can't wait to see you fall, crash and burn. But anyways, we're taking to a different scene toward the end of the episode with Fuyama. She's saying goodbye to, you know, Kaoru as well as, you know, Aida. But she turns to Aida and she's like, she likes him, and she smiles as she's walking away. And again, that's where the episode ends. As for final thoughts, okay, Fuyama, admit you like the guy, or at least let Kaoru admit he likes you. You're in a triangle, okay? You're messing with fire, you're gonna get burned, and when you do, I'll be roasting my freaking marshmallows, okay? I'll make it s'mores. Plain and simple. Moving on past that, as for Natsugawa and her little sister, I'm wondering if we're going to have another episode where we get to see her sister come back and say, Dad wants you back, come back to Sweden, or is he actually going to show up? Do we get to see Natsugawa's father? I really don't know, but I can't wait to find out. But again, that ends it for my final thoughts. As per my rating, 3.5, yeah, definitely 3.5 out of 5. I thought about that. I was going to give it a 4. No, 3.5 out of 5. I'm giving this a 3.5 out of 5 because the drama, the romance was definitely there, but there wasn't any fighting, so that was to be expected. Was there any new information? Yeah, a new character, but that was it. The story's got a really good build-up, but that's about it. I really wasn't thrilled with too much, so again, final rating, 3.5 out of 5. But again, that is it for my walkthrough review of Oreshura episode 7. Definitely comment down below, let me know, thumbs up, thumbs down, definitely subscribe, check me out on Twitter, and follow me if you like. But let me know what you thought of this episode, and let me know what you think's gonna happen in the next episode that's coming out. But again, guys, I gotta hit the bricks, and I gotta go, and before I go, I gotta say it, and I always say it. You can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later, guys.